Welcome to this English speaking lesson. Today, I want to share an idea that can help you learn English faster and in a more memorable way, especially if you feel that you studied English for years but still don't speak fluently. This conversation is between a father and his son. As you listen, repeat every sentence out loud with the son. The goal is not to memorize grammar rules, but to organize English in your mind in a smarter way. Many people study English in school for years, but when they graduate, they still struggle to speak fluently.
Many people study English in school for years, but when they graduate, they still struggle to speak fluently. Dad, why does that happen?
Because in school, English is mixed together. Grammar is separated from speaking, vocabulary is separated from real life, and everything is learned without context.
So we learn many things, but we don't know when or how to use them?
Exactly. And that makes English difficult to remember and difficult to use. A better way to learn English is to separate it by situations, not by grammar topics.
A better way to learn English is to separate it by situations, not by grammar topics. What do you mean by separating English by situations?
I mean grouping English based on where you are and what you want to do. For example, restaurant English, work English, travel English, or daily life English.
I think I understand. So instead of learning random sentences, we learn all the questions and answers for one situation.
Exactly. Let's take the example of a restaurant or a cafe. If you go to a restaurant, there are only a limited number of questions you usually ask.
If you go to a restaurant, there are only a limited number of questions you usually ask.
You ask things like, can I see the menu? What do you recommend? Is this spicy? Or can I have the bill?
You ask things like, can I see the menu? What do you recommend? Is this spicy? Or can I have the bill? So if I memorize all the restaurant questions together, I don't need to think every time.
Exactly. Your brain already knows, I am in a restaurant, so these are my questions. Now let's take work as another example. At work, your questions are different.
At work, your questions are different.
You ask things like, are there any openings? What are the working hours? What are my responsibilities? Or when will I receive feedback?
I see the pattern now. Each situation has its own language.
Exactly. When you separate English like this, it becomes easier to remember and easier to use. Let's take daily life as another situation.
Let's take daily life as another situation.
In daily life, you say things like, I'm on my way, I'll be there soon, I'm running late, or let's meet later.
These are sentences people actually use every day.
Exactly. That's why they stick in your memory. And now think about travel. At the airport or hotel, you already know the questions.
At the airport or hotel, you already know the questions.
Where's the gate? Is this seat available? Can I check in now? Or what time is checkout?
Where's the gate? Is this seat available? Can I check in now? Or what time is checkout? So instead of learning English randomly, I should learn it in groups based on situations.
Exactly. This way, English becomes practical, organized, and memorable. When you hear the word restaurant, your brain opens the restaurant folder. When you hear work, your brain opens the work folder.
That makes English much simpler and faster to use.
Yes, and when English is simple, confidence grows.
I understand now. To learn English faster, I should separate it by situations and practice each one fully.
That's the idea. This is how fluent speakers think, even if they don't realize it. If this lesson helped you see English in a new way, like the video to support the channel and subscribe for more practical English lessons like this. Now, in the comments, tell us one situation you want to learn English for: restaurant, work, travel, or daily life, and write one question you would ask in that situation. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and make English work for you, not against you.